What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, as well as the S&P 500. As you guys know, today's the weekend, Sunday specifically. What we typically see happen on the weekends is sideways consolidation within cryptocurrency because the S&P 500 is obviously closed on Saturday and on Sunday. So as you guys can see, I'm just zooming into the daily. You can see we haven't been open for the past 2 days on the S&P 500. We did pretty much confirm that there is some sort of support at about 3,900 points for the S&P. That does show that we're maybe trying to find some sort of bottom. You can see just intertwined with this moving average here. The white support level here on the daily charts. You can see like on the monthly how this makes sense as to why this is such a strong support because of this uptrend here that we've now managed to come back down to retest. This is a very strong support. Regardless, we're trying to see whether or not we're going to play this out, hold on to support here for dear life, or if we're going to continue the descending fractal and fall lower. Regardless, a lot of these cryptocurrencies are consolidating throughout the weekend too. And we're probably going to see some sort of big move come this week. I know I say this often here, but that's what happens. Last week, a week and a half ago, this was our big move. It was a, people don't think it's a big move, but this to me is a big move when the price of XRP falls 44%. That to me is huge. But we're going to be talking about the fact that we're now forming what appears to be descending fractals that we've extended a few times here, but now make more sense as to the length and the entirety of this either symmetrical triangle or pennant flag here, this descending fractal, the symmetrical fractal, whatever you want to call it here, where we're creating higher lows consistently as well as lower highs consistently. You can see right here, and they all intertwine at one point here, which ends literally like today or tomorrow. I think by the end of tomorrow, we get a decision as to the general direction of this market's movement here. So we're going to be talking about that today. You can also see with Ethereum, we're also filling in the gap here, which we'll zoom in on the 4 hour and look at. And even Bitcoin here, we pretty much now confirm that there is some sort of symmetrical triangle that's forming inside a descending fractal, which is quite ironic here. Otherwise, guys, today's video is brought to us by PIONEX, a continued sponsor here on the channel. PIONEX is not only a cryptocurrency exchange that offers trading bots, they also have something called their dual investment program, which I'm pulling up right now. You can see right here their dual investments. You can actually choose cryptocurrencies like investing XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, USDT, and earn interest depending on what you invest. So you can see the APR, you can earn up to 25% here. They even have 53%, 57% interest that you can earn on an aggressive trade. More information on what dual investment is will be at the end of today's video, so definitely stay tuned for that. But with that being said, definitely make sure to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and let's dive into today's episode. All right, guys, super quick before we dive into today's technical analysis, remember I did just recently launch my brand new finance channel here called Hayden Schreier, link down in the description below, my name, where we talk about everything finance as well as how to make money. Super cool. The other thing I wanted to mention is we are doing a giveaway once we hit 1,000 subscribers on this channel, so definitely make sure to go subscribe and you could win some free money, which is super cool. So definitely make sure to check that out and check out some of these videos as they are quite interesting. Otherwise, diving into the technical analysis, you can see currently, refreshing the top 10 cryptos, markets are recovering up 2.75%, but for the most part, we are definitely consolidating. Sideways movement, really not seeing much movement at all to the upside or the downside. We are literally just falling, or sorry, trading sideways. Every single crypto looks almost identical to Bitcoin. You can see here, Bitcoin's chart and pattern is the same thing with Ethereum and all these other cryptos, Cardano, Solana, Doge, Polkadot, Avalanche, Wrapped Bitcoin, they're all trading identical with each other. Every single one, even XRP. So it's quite interesting to see this. What we did notice is there is some sort of major symmetrical triangle forming on here where you can see the higher lows and lower highs. You can see here lower high and a higher low, higher low, higher low, lower high, higher low, consolidating, filling in this gap to some sort of point right here. Once we fill this gap, a decision will need to be made. As you can see, these lower highs are getting higher each time, and the highs are getting lower each time. And at some point, they are going to collide, and a decision is going to have to be made. Bulls versus bears, which ends pretty much tomorrow. And we're going to see whether or not we decide to close our 4 hour price above this resistance here, or we're going to close the 4 hour price below this support here and see a correction. We'll most likely see a jump of a pretty substantial size here. You can see it's not a big jump. It's the 4-hour charts here, so it's pretty aggressive. But the biggest move we could have is maybe to 50 cents. If not, a dump would be needed, and we'd probably see prices swing us down to about 33 cents, which would be unfortunate, but it would be the previous low that we've already hit in the past here. Regardless, we're going to see a 4-hour candle close us. That's the necessary thing that we're waiting for here. It could be today. It could be the end of today. It could be tomorrow. We're waiting for that decision before we buy in. But really, if we see the 4-hour close us with a solid candle above here for the first time in the formation of this symmetrical triangle, we would buy in because that would hint towards a bullish run. Vice versa, if we close below this uptrend here, we would buy in for a short to the downside here. We could take advantage of all this on BitYard, which I have linked in the description. It's the #1 cryptocurrency leveraging platform here. But that's pretty much how I do my trades. A lot of people are like, oh, well, you're saying it's 50-50. That's true. That's correct. But that's not the point of the technical analysis that we're doing here. The ideal measurement here is to figure out when the movement is going to be happening, not how or which direction the movement is going to be happening. Obviously, that's part of it, but we have to understand that there is risks to each side. There's obviously a possibility that we're going to swing to the upside. There's obviously a possibility we're going to swing to the downside. It's timing that and lowering and mitigating our risk to buy into the best opportunity here, because it's not about like how much or how quickly we can make money. It's about lowering your risk. That's what really sets you apart and increases the amount of margin and profits that you can make here. So really, once we confirm it, we'll see a 4-hour close. That most likely means we're going to see more 4-hour candles form to the upside here. It'd be very unlikely that we buy, that we see the prices close here, we buy, and then we immediately start to juke the price and we correct downwards. It's most likely not going to form this pattern here. Vice versa, if we close below here, it's not like we're going to do one of these and then immediately start to reverse up. It's very unlikely that we're going to see some sort of pattern like this and we're going to get burned. However, that's why we have stop losses. But ideally, if the 4-hour closes above or the 4-hour closes below, we'll know the general direction that this market wants to move to. And we'll be able to buy in the second the closure happens and leverage in either direction and then create, dang, I hate doing this, and then create a stop loss at the price that we bought into, the price that it broke, which would be one of these areas here, just in case the markets continue to dip lower. And that's really it. If we take advantage of those movements, we'll be able to make lots of money here. Same thing applies with Ethereum. You can see swinging into Ethereum's 4-hour chart here, there is also a big descending triangle. Not necessarily an ascending triangle, but a descending triangle. It seems like we're trying to break through here. I don't know too much. I don't really like trading Ethereum because of these weird movements that it has. I like XRP and I like Bitcoin, so hold off on XRP for right now. We could very easily tweak this like this. It's very possible that we might just leave it like that, but I'm going to leave it alone for now. I'm not a huge fan of trading Ethereum currently, but Bitcoin is a little bit easier. You can see the descending fractal that was forming here, that is forming here. And then what I've noticed is there is a much bigger symmetrical triangle, 4-hour symmetrical triangle that's forming here. So I think when this is confirmed here, we'll get another general direction or general movement. I think I can move this like this, believe it or not. I think maybe something like this. I don't know. I'm trying to find that somewhere along this level here is what we're dealing with. There's more of a resistance here than an uptrend, but I think this is maybe like this. I think this is the pattern here. Something like that. That's what, is the symmetrical triangle that's forming on XRP, which ends on the 24th. We could break now, but we have maybe at most 2 days before we get a decision for Bitcoin too. S&P 500, we still have some time left to really decide what exactly is going to happen here. But, with my experience, there's a few things that we'll see happening here. We'll either, and I talked about this yesterday, the weird thing is we hit a low here. This is oversold here. You can see where we are on the RSI right here is oversold, and we're here at oversold. Last time we were oversold, which was the pandemic here of 2020, we were oversold here. But you can see typically that we do tend to hit the bottom inside this major ascending fractal that we've been using for many, many, many years now. Consistently, we hit this bottom support. It happens over and over and over and over again. So the weird thing that we have to deal with now is, for the first time ever, you can also see this top resistance, this white band, is a major resistance that we don't typically break through. So you can see where the overinflation was within the market from printing stimulus. All I think we needed to do for a healthy correction would have been, hey, the government throws us stimulus, we swing up. Hey, we've hit the top. time to say, okay, that's enough. Because when we hit the top right here, we were overbought. Very similar to before the pandemic happened. Everything that led us above here, all of this here is extreme overinflation. Extreme overinflation that is way too much. So the problem is we've now consolidated back down to a normal level. Like had we have just said, okay, stimulus is done here, markets most likely would have floated like this to this level here, and they would have been overbought here instead of where they currently are oversold, which is unfortunate. So if they're oversold here, are we going to see markets dip down to like this level here, sending us into an extreme crash and be extremely undervalued and oversold? Ideally, that would allow for a correction in the markets, and then for the first time in a very long time, in over like 2 years, we'd finally be able to trade inside the, ascending fractal again. We could break through that and then say, okay, we're back inside here, and then we'll probably see 4 years of recovery until prices finally reach the same level that we were at during 2021 is very possible. That's the point of dollar cost averaging, because you can lower that. You can break even in a year or so from there. But that's really what it is. The only weird thing now is, hey, we're oversold currently. Because we're oversold currently, are we going to see markets kind of stagnate like this and not break down and then kind of just trend inside here? That would be interesting. Or are we going to, swing back up to here? I don't know. We'll see how exactly this trends, but it'd be very interesting. And honestly, it would be healthier if the market got back inside this fractal here, but we'll see how this goes. And I'd love to hear your guys' opinion. Otherwise, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video. I do want to talk a little bit more about PIONEX with you, though. I want to give a huge shout out to PIONEX for sponsoring today's episode. As with all cryptocurrency projects, please do your own research and never invest anything you can't afford to lose. So guys, PIONEX is a cryptocurrency exchange with free integrated trading bots, and no prior experience in automated or crypto trading is required. Simply activate their bots tool and get started. Now, PIONEX launched in 2019, and it has been one of the fastest growing platforms in Asia with over $30 million in trading volume per day. And today, the exchange has over 100,000 users, serviced by a team of 100 plus experts, plus the founder and CEO. Now, the company holds a USA Money Services business license with a Monetary Authority of Singapore license pending, and liquidity engines are aggregated from both Binance and Huobi Global, ensuring that the bots can match orders and run 24/7. Now, PIONEX is also backed by BitUniverse and has been invested in by the prominent Chinese venture capital firms Zen Fund and Go Wrong Capital. Now, so here's where things are getting interesting. PIONEX is offering a way for people to receive passive income with their XRP from a dual investment at around 148% APR. Now, not only that, PIONEX is offering a trial fund, which is a time-limited activity, and those who haven't created their own order in the structured products can use 1,288 USDT to create their own order, and it's for a limited time before it gets recalled. Now, also, dual investments lets you deposit a cryptocurrency and earn an enhanced yield based on 2 assets. It's a quite complicated process, but I'll try to break it down easier for you. Now, you can basically decide whether you want to sell your cryptocurrency for a higher price or buy it at a lower price in the future by trying to predict the direction of the market. And regardless of your position, you'll earn an enhanced yield. So it's kind of a win-win. But the currency you will get back is dependent on the outcome of your investment at the settlement date. So if you choose to sell higher, and if the market price on the settlement date reaches your target price, your investment will be sold for the alternate currency at the target price. However, if the market price doesn't reach the target price, you'll still earn a yield on your deposited cryptocurrency, but obviously the market price is lower, so you do lose that value. So what that means is if you choose to buy lower, and if the market price doesn't meet your target price on the settlement date, you'll only get back your deposited crypto plus the yield for staking it in their website. Now, if the market price actually reaches your target, your investment then is converted for the alternate currency at that target price, along with the interest from staking it in the website. Now, the risk to this is if the price exceeds the strike price when the product is settled, you'll get USDT back, not the coin you invested, and settle at the strike price, which means your coin will be sold at the strike price with the yield. Now, in other words, if you don't think that XRP will break 65 cents, aka the strike price, after 7 days, then you can purchase an XRP dual investment. Now, it'll get you a 45% APR during the 7-day period, and there will be 2 different results according to the settlement price after 7 days. If the price is above 65 cents, your XRP will be settled at 65 cents with a 45% yield. And if the price is below 65 cents, you still get your XRP back at the lower price with the 45% yield. So you earn interest regardless of whether you win or lose, similar to staking, but just like staking, even though you earn interest for the time that your coins were locked, if the coins are unlocked and are at a lower price than what you staked them at, you will lose the principal loss due to the market movement, just like dual investing. So if you guys want to check out PIONEX's dual investing, make sure to check out the links down in the description of today's episode. Otherwise, huge shout out to PIONEX for sponsoring today's episode. As always, make sure to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.